Good evening, everybody. This is Davey Jones. We're back again with the Wynford part of the show. We're going to talk swimming with head coach Leah Hartschuh. I'm Davey Jones on the WQEL Facebook page, and our show brought to you in part by Doug Ludold and Adam Weisenauer and Associates at Advanced Fiber Technology. Coach Tim Plumley, Mohegan Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation. Matt Studer, Spitzer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, Kia, just a mile east of the Richland Mall. Also, Rob Lust at Edgefield Animal Clinic in Marion. Matt Ramsey, John Ziegler, Drew Young, Frank Highland, and everybody at Bucyrus Blades, serving worldwide markets from Bucyrus since 1951. And Roger Brown at Winks Lock and Safe, South Poplar at West Warren Street, Bucyrus. Our privilege to welcome back to our microphones the head coach of the Wynford swim program, Leah Hartschuh, and talking a little about working with both Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky at the same time. I think we might have touched on this before. There really isn't a conflict of interest, is there?
No. Actually, I work with Wynford and Bucyrus together collectively. The teams actually have seemed to really mesh together well. They are both teams able to get individualized instruction when they're swimming. However, a lot of times you'll see that they're helping push each other in the pool and helping work together in the pool so that they can both get better at what they're doing.
All right. That's worked out pretty good then.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're having a good time. I know the two young ladies from Bucyrus have really kind of taken advantage of the fact that they have other people to push them in the lane because they do swim at different paces, and we've also used them to help push our swimmers just so they can get better, and just every time they're in the pool, they have the opportunity to swim faster and get better and stronger they do.
We got more numbers at Wynford than we do at Bucyrus?
Yes, we do.
All right, let's talk about the numbers at Wynford right now since we got the Wynford here. Boys, what are the numbers?
Well, I just have two on the boys' side,
right.
But I will tell you
we
that...
got 50% of them here tonight.
Yeah. I will tell you that the boys that we do have, I mean, they're scoring well, they're placing well in their events, and most importantly, Davey, they're dropping time every time they swim. So you know as well as I do, that's kind of my philosophy. I just want my swimmers to get better and stronger and faster every time, and not necessarily worry about the points that go in the column, but worry about those times and what they post when they've hit the wall to finish.
How about the young women?
We have 4 girls that swim for us this year. So,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep, they're all here tonight. Yeah,
so we're only missing one person tonight.
Correct. Yep, he is not feeling well tonight, but that's Daniel Couric. He is our lone senior for the team. But I told him since he wasn't feeling well, he probably should stay home.
All right. We probably could use some more new faces in the swim program.
We definitely could. You know.
All right, let's recruit some right now, Coach.
Right. Graduation hit us a little bit hard last year. I did graduate 5 seniors last year. And those were some very strong leaders on our team. You know, my hopes and goals are definitely I would like to get a junior high program, even though that is a club program for the most part. Definitely get a junior high program started just so we can have some feeders into our high school program and start building from there.
All right. What do you need to do to talk young people into being swimmers? Because it's not a glory sport, although it certainly could be. I mean, I remember the Olympics of years and years and years ago. I remember Mark. Do you remember Mark Spitz?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
Okay. Well, Mark Spitz was I think he ended up with 5 or 6 gold medals a long time ago. He probably even more than that. But it can be a glory sport.
Sure.
You can do well if you end up getting an opportunity to go to a major college for swimming and or maybe make those Olympics. So.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I think first and foremost, in order to recruit more people into your program, your athletes in your program have to talk about the program when they're out and about. You know, it is hard work. It does take a lot of dedication. It does take a lot of time, but so does any other athlete or any other sport that you might participate in. So definitely I think word of mouth is going to be the best kind of publicity that we can have. I think the other thing is you talk to a lot of kids and they're like, oh, I can't swim. I don't know how to swim. And I promise you, you come out and you try it. I won't let you drown. I promise. You know, we've had a couple kids who when they started, that was their whole thing. I don't know how to swim. I don't know how to do it. Okay, fine. Can you doggy paddle? Can you float? You know, so I think initially the first step is just to get those kids in the pool to at least try it. And I will tell a lot of kids that I've talked to, you have to try it for 2 weeks.
I just find that hard to believe with the YMCA that we've got. And,
right.
And we'll talk a little bit about the Y because you swim at the Y, right?
We do.
And our pool is just fantastically remodeled.
Right. We are excited about that new pool. They have done a fantastic job with getting that put together. It's a really nice facility. You know, it's a facility that's capable of holding larger invitationals and larger meets when we have more teams come in. Just because we do have the room, it's got the nice starting blocks, it's got the nice lane lines, and that wonderful timing system that the White Sharks put in a few years back. Unfortunately, though, you know, and I'm going to date myself, and I'm not really that old, but kids don't swim like they used to. You know, it's not get out and swim.
Not?
Well,
Why not? Why not?
They're doing a lot of video games. There's a lot of screen time.
Oh, that's stupid.
Well,
you know?
I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just telling you, though.
I'm telling you right now, kids, that's stupid. Get in the pool, you know.
Yeah.
You know, the physical activity. And,
Correct.
You know, when we were kids, I mean, I understand. What's that place out there in Osceola the kids used to go to?
Sunset Springs.
Sunset Springs.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they were out there. We had a place like that up in Toledo as
Yeah.
well, and it was a lot of fun.
Right.
You know, and I certainly wasn't a competitive swimmer, but
Sure,
it was
sure.
a great place to meet people. And
Well, and I think the other side of it is too, you know, and I by no means am stepping on the soapbox, but I do want to tell you that there are a lot of kids who are really worried about what they look like in a swimsuit. And I'll be the first person to tell you, it doesn't matter. When you go to a swim meet, people don't even look. I don't even think they look at kids in the swimsuit, quite honestly. I think they just cheer for them. You know, you end up cheering for kids from other teams end up cheering for you. It doesn't matter. There's all shapes and all sizes, and that should be the last thing that they're worried about when they're climbing into the pool to swim.
all right, and if you're a little bit husky,
Yeah.
swimming's a great way to take some of that weight off,
Yeah, absolutely,
or
absolutely.
at least tone it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
All right, let's talk a little bit about how we've done so far this season. And we've obviously had some meets already.
We have, you know, we have actually had a really strong showing. We are a small team, however, we have placed well in the events that we have competed in as a team already. And I will tell you, every meet that we swam, our swimmers are dropping time. And it's just like track. You want to get faster and you want to get stronger, and that's what we're doing. And I've had some girls who have finished events who've never won a heat before, but they were a heat winner, or they never won an individual event before, and they are now winning or placing, you know, second, third, which is phenomenal for them. Because I'll tell you, we swim against Bucyrus in the past, but we also swim against Upper Sandusky and Colonel Crawford, and those are two very strong powerhouse teams. And to swim against them and still place well and still drop time is phenomenal. And I'm proud of the kids for what they're doing. And I know, you know, Nate specifically, we've talked about some goals in the backstroke, and he's so close to being under a minute in the 100 backstroke. And that is definitely a goal. You know, I don't know if that's his personal goal, but that's a goal I have for him. And every time he gets out, he's like, I could have done a little bit better. And that's an awesome mentality to have. You know, I could have swam a little bit faster. I could have maybe finished a little bit stronger to the wall, or I could have pulled a little bit harder just to get better. So we are doing well as a team, even though we are small. We're scoring, we're placing well, we're dropping time, and we're just continuing to improve the technique that we have every time we swim.
Have we learned anything to this point in time? You know, what's the biggest thing that you guys and the kids have learned up to this point in time?
Well, realistically, I will tell you, with the state of the world that it's in today, don't take life too seriously.
All right.
We need to stay healthy. That's kind of one of the big things that we talk
Sure.
about a lot, just with COVID and every other virus or sickness that might be going around. We need to stay healthy. But I think the other thing is that even though we're not a big team, realistically, we understand that we can't score enough points to win, you know, meets or win invitationals that we go to. But we still have to go out. We still have to swim well, and we still have to make sure that people know we were there.
All right. Very good. Good attitude. We're going to talk with the young ladies and the young man around the table here. That comes up here in just one moment. Our show brought to you in part by the Burkhardt family, Burkhardt Farm Sales, your Case IH dealer on the Manette U Winchester Road. Rod Steiger and everybody at Pizza Hut, Bucyrus and Galleon, the host of this show since 1992. Vince Ponziani and everybody at Waycraft Industries, North Central State College, Mansfield, the Crawford Success Center, Bucyrus, Hannah Newton at Wendy's, downtown Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky, Lee Plymouth, Brad Seibert, Plymouth Insurance Group, Bucyrus and Galleon. We're going to move this microphone around the corner here to this young lady right here and find out a little bit about her goals and anticipations. We've got Bailey Blankenship, a junior, right?
Yeah.
All right, and Bailey, how long have you been swimming?
Just
Microphone a little closer.
Just 2 years. I started last year, kind of late into the season.
All right, and what possessed you to get on the swim team?
My friends.
Your friends. You got recruited, right? All right, you don't regret it, do you?
No.
All right, what has been the best thing about being on the swim team at Wynford High School?
Definitely the people. They all push me very much.
All right.
Hard, and I'll cheer you on when you're in the pool.
All right, so do you feel yourself getting better at this?
Yes.
What would you like, if you're only a junior, what would you like to accomplish this year and looking ahead to next year?
I I'd like to keep dropping my times and work on my turns and my length of my poles
All right.
to try to increase my time.
All right.
Decrease my time. Actually.
I got to believe you like that new swimming pool at Bizarre's Y.
It is pretty nice.
It is very, very nice, and they've done a great job out there. And they're still working at the Bizarre's Y and remodeling the rest of that building. You know how old that building is?
No.
It's 44 years old now. Doesn't look 44, does it?
No.
Yeah, it doesn't look, especially from the outside. That building opened up the month my oldest son was born, so I know exactly how old it is. Other sports, Bailey, besides the swimming?
Yeah, I do cross country.
Cross country. Is cross country helpful in swimming? I gotta imagine those two would probably help each other.
Yeah, it definitely helps with your breathing and staying in shape.
All right. Other activities outside of sports?
Not really.
No student council or anything like that? Huh?
No.
All right. Got a job or anything like that?
No.
All right. Well, listen, young lady, you've bitten off a lot. We appreciate what you're doing. Thank you so much for being a part of the show tonight, okay?
Thank you.
If you'll pass that microphone down to Brooklyn Weisenauer, also a junior. And Brooklyn, how long have you been swimming?
I've been swimming since my freshman year.
Your freshman year. How did you get involved in swimming?
I've always loved the water and I just really like to swim.
All right. And what was your first experience swimming? Was it neighborhood pool out at Sunset Springs, Lake Erie? What?
My grandma's had a pool since as long as I can remember, so I was always in there.
All right. Yeah, it was a good opportunity, right? Other sports besides swimming?
I play softball.
And what events do you swim in?
I did mostly distance
All right.
and 100 backstroke.
All right. You gotten better this year?
Yeah, I've been dropping time.
You got been dropping time? All right. Goals for this year?
I'd love to continue dropping time and to try and make it past sectionals. That'd
All
be
right.
good.
That'd be good.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Are you looking ahead towards next year?
Uh,
I don't want you to blow off your junior year, but still, are you looking ahead towards your senior year and maybe taking what you've learned in your junior year and dropping time and getting even better?
Yeah.
All right, very good. Young lady, I appreciate you stopping by. Next is Hattie Crabtree, a sophomore. How long have you been swimming, young lady?
I'm good.
How long have you been swimming? That's
I've
okay.
been swimming for 2 years.
2 years?
Yep.
And what got you involved in swimming?
I love sports and I'm not really into basketball that much, so I tried swimming.
You tried swimming. You
Yep.
play any other sports besides swimming?
Volleyball.
Volleyball. And what are the goals that you have for yourself this year?
Just basically just to drop time, become closer with people and swim because I love them so much.
All right. And do you have room for a little bit more love? Can you get some more people involved in this thing? Coach
I
would really love
tried.
you.
I really tried, but like
What we need is a salesmanship course, don't we?
Is that what it
Coach?
is?
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, but you have tried to recruit people into
Oh,
the
yeah.
program. All right. Well, good for you, young lady. I appreciate you stopping by. Mackenzie Tarbert, a junior. Mackenzie, how long have you been swimming, young lady?
This will be my third year swimming.
Third year. How did you get involved in swimming?
I was recruited by Leah's son, Leah Hartschuh.
All right. And obviously you don't regret that decision. All right. Talk to me a little bit about what kind of goals you have for yourself this year and what's been the best part of the swim team this year for you.
My goals as far as swimming is continuing to drop time and continuing to support my teammates.
All right.
And
What kind of goals do you have for yourself?
to drop time.
Okay, well, it's the same thing. And, other sports besides swimming?
I am in cheerleading.
You're cheerleading?
Yeah.
Right, nothing wrong with that at all. Listen, I appreciate you stopping by. If you'll pass that microphone down to Nathan Rabun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Glad I spelled it phonetically because I would have never gotten that from the way you wrote it down. Nathan, one of two guys on the team, right?
Yep.
How'd you get involved with swimming, buddy?
Well, I've been doing swim like in other places since I was about 11.
All right.
But then
What other places?
I swim with Mount Gilead during the summer.
Okay.
So when I came to high school, my parents basically told me I was going to do it here.
All right.
But I also wanted to because I knew people on the team.
All right. So were you from Mount Gilead originally and moved up to this area or what?
I'm actually from Marion, but I swim in Mount Gilead and I go to school at Wynford.
All right. So you get around, don't you? All right. Listen, talk to me a little bit about what events you swim.
I swim butterfly, fly, or free, and then backstroke.
All right.
And I kind of swim all types of events, mix them up.
All right. Goals for this year?
Mostly just to continue dropping time. I've made some strides with dropping it already, so I just want to continue that and then help my other teammates succeed and help them.
Other sports other than swimming?
No, not at the moment.
Not at the moment. All right, buddy. Thank you for coming down. If you pass that microphone back, and we'll talk to Coach here in just a moment. Our show brought to you in part by Luann Krebs and River's Edge Embroidery Screen Printing Signs, Route 309, right across from the Marion Depot. Dr. Thomas M. Britton, Clubview Vision Center. Mike Kleinite, Ag Credit Residential Lending. Bucyrus, Mount Gilead Marion. The Ohio State University of Marion, a Big Ten education close to home. Ted Coder, Monarch Body Shop up in Dutchtown, and Blythe Friedley and Todd McDougal at Friedley and Company Insurance in New Washington. Leah Hartschuh rejoins us right now, and Coach, let's talk a little bit about what's coming up in the reasonably near future. Meets.
Well, once we get through this holiday season here, we do have a full schedule the first 2 weeks of January. The first week of January, we do have 3 meets in 1 week. And then we have at least 1 meet every week from then clear until February. And then obviously we go into our sectional meet. New Year's Eve, we actually are going to do our 100-100s challenge again for the team. I actually have...
Where do you do that?
Well, we do that out at the Y.
Okay.
And for anybody who doesn't know, that's 10,000 yards, it's 400 laps, it's like 5.62 or 5.68 miles. So
Okay.
they'll start in the morning about 7 o'clock, and they'll be done around noon, 12:30. And they can, any way they can get that done, whether they swim, whether they kick, use their flippers, use the kickboard, float up and down, I don't really care, but they just need to keep moving to get it all in. Mentally, it's a challenge for them just to show them that they can do it, because you get to a point where you're just like, I can't go any further, and I just can't do it anymore. And then we kind of rally together as a team and support them so they can keep going and get through that challenge for them. And then when it's all done, you can just see the pride in their faces. They're tired, but you can see that they're proud that they got it all done. You know, we have a couple new places that we're going to meet. Lima again this year. We're going to go there. That is an evening meet, but it's a nice pool. It's a different facility, different kind of environment for our kids to get into. They don't necessarily swim against the bigger teams quite frequently, so it's nice to go there and get into that environment to see the more teams there. And then obviously we have the Margaretta Invitational at the end of the season, which is kind of a fun event, and they have some different relays that they put together, so it's not necessarily just your standard 4-man relay. It mixes up boys and girls, and they have some underwater swimming that you can do. It's a different style of pool, so the kids kind of have to adjust to that a little bit, but we always have a good time, and Margaretta's hospitality is just phenomenal, so it's always good to go there and have a good time with their swimmers and the other swimmers that are there, and just...
What kind of pool facility do they have? Is it a YMCA or something similar?
No, you can see the kids are laughing. No, it is not a YMCA. It's actually at the school there at Margaretta.
Okay.
And so it's a very unique kind of pool. What would be considered the shallow end is probably 8.5 feet high. So there's no ledge for the shallow end. There's really no easy way in or out of the pool other than off of the diving blocks. And then there's a small ledge that you can step on to climb up out of the pool. It kind of sits down in almost like a tank at the zoo. If you were going to look at the whale, I don't know how else to describe it, but if you were going to look at the whales, they would sit down in like
Shamu,
a tank.
huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's just fun to go there because it is a different environment, because the kids have to do kind of just in a matter of, 15-minute warm-up, an adjustment to the end to do their flip turns on the wall, because it's a slanted wall, so it's got a different little bit of a different curved feel to it. The kids always have fun. Margaretta does a really nice job of getting some individual heat winner things for the kids. They just have a good time.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds fantastic. Coach, thanks for bringing these young people out.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time on the show this evening. We do appreciate it. We're going to have Buckeye Central coming in here for just a moment, and if you'll give me just a second, since Buckeye Central is not here yet, I'm going to tell you about some of the things that are going on sports-wise at the radio station this week. And one of those things is, I'm going to find the paperwork here, Wednesday evening, when we will be having Coach's Corner East. Coach's Corner East will be with Mike Sparks. That'll be Wednesday evening at the Galleon Pizza Hut. And Mike will be hosting Galleon, Crestline, and Colonel Crawford. We hope you'll join Mike on the WQEL YouTube page for Coach's Corner East. Again, our thanks to Leah Hartschuh and the Wynford Swim Program. Up next, hopefully in a few minutes, Buckeye Central Girls Basketball. That comes up right here on the YouTube page on WQEM.